what is their mind? What's their mind look like? Brain, right? Everybody kind of thinks of the brain. Well, the brain is not really your mind. The brain is just an electrochemical switching station that interprets data that comes in from the physical senses. Our mind, on the other hand, controls everything in our lives. Our mind encompasses everything that we are. Our brain, our body, our thoughts, our feelings, our actions is all a part of our mind. In the 1930s, there was a doctor in Texas, Dr. Thurman Fleet. And Dr. Fleet was a medical doctor, but he was probably one of the first holistic healers. And he noticed that his patients, the ones who really got it in their head, healed much quicker than the ones who just depended on him for medical information and medical advice and medical therapy. So he began working with people's minds in the healing process. And he came up with this picture because nobody can really picture what your mind looks like. It's hard to say what your mind really looks like. I mean, if it's just all of me, what is all of me? I mean, So he came up with this picture, which he called the stick man. And in later days, we've become a little more PC, and we now call it the stick person. But very simple looking concept, but I assure you, it's very powerful. And it's not an accident that the mind up here is much larger than the body, because as I've already said, the mind encompasses the body, encompasses all parts of us. So we have the mind and we have the body. And the mind is actually composed of two parts, the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. And it's a subconscious mind, excuse me. And in the conscious mind, that's our thinking mind. That's where we interpret the data that comes into us, and we think about it, and we reason with it, and we make ideas. And our subconscious mind, on the other hand, is our emotional mind. And all it is feelings. Everything that we process with our conscious mind, our subconscious mind is just kind of along for the ride. It's just picking all that information up and storing it. With our conscious mind, we choose our thoughts. We choose any thought we want to choose. And those thoughts then get impressed into our subconscious mind and cause our feelings. And as we get those feelings, they get interpreted. They go through our body into action. And then it's our actions which causes our results. So I'm going to get a little deeper into the mind and how we can change those results. That is, if we want to change our results. So the first thing I want to talk about is our conscious mind. And how does that work? Well, our conscious mind is our intellectual mind. And it can think. And what it does is it accepts, rejects, or neglects any thought or idea that we have. We have that capacity. We all know that we don't have to believe something that somebody says, or we don't have to believe it if we see it on TV, or if we hear it. It's up to us. So we do all that with our conscious mind. And we choose those thoughts, and we can also create thoughts with our conscious mind. We can take different physical, sensory data, and we can create our own thoughts. Our subconscious mind, on the other hand, doesn't do that. Our subconscious mind just sits there. And everything that comes down from the conscious mind, it accepts it. It accepts it as real. In fact, it can't even tell the difference. Our subconscious mind can't tell the difference from what's real and what we're just imagining. If you have a very vivid dream, or if you're lying in a very pensive state and you're forming very vivid pictures in your mind, very nice pictures of your vacation in Hawaii, say, your subconscious mind doesn't know if you're in Hawaii or if you're just thinking that. It just takes that information and stores it. But what happens is all our actions are expressed through those paradigms of our subconscious mind. It's sitting there collecting all this data. And then everything that we do gets filtered through the habits and the paradigms of our subconscious mind. Now, our conscious mind collects all its data from the 5 physical senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. And it uses its intellect to form ideas about what is being represented by those 5 senses. But as well as the 5 senses, our conscious mind also has 5